Success is not luck. It is not magic. It is not reserved for the privileged, the gifted, or the fortunate. Success is a code, a pattern, a system, a way of thinking and acting that anyone can learn, but very few truly understand. Every successful person you admire, whether it is Cristiano Ronaldo, Oprah Winfrey, or Elon Musk, did not stumble into greatness. Behind the spotlight, beyond the applause, beneath the fame, there was a mindset, a structure, a discipline, a code. And that code is what this audiobook is about. The success code is not about shortcuts. It is not about overnight miracles. It is about understanding the invisible rules that govern achievement. It is about mastering yourself before you try to master the world. It is about rewiring how you think, how you react, how you work, how you fail, and how you rise again. Most people chase motivation, but motivation fades. Most people chase money, but money follows value. Most people chase recognition, but recognition follows mastery. This audiobook will show you that success begins in silence, in the private decisions you make when no one is watching. It grows in discipline. It strengthens through adversity, and it multiplies when clarity meets action. You are not here by accident. If you are listening to this, there is already a part of you that refuses to settle, a part of you that knows you are capable of more, a part of you that is tired of average. This is your turning point. Let us begin decoding success. Chapter 1. The Inner Foundation, Winning the War Within. Before you build wealth, you must build belief. Before you conquer markets, you must conquer doubt. Before you win the world, you must win yourself. Every external result is a reflection of an internal state. This is the first principle of the success code. Most people think success is about strategies, business models, communication skills, productivity hacks. And yes, those things matter. But none of them work without the right internal foundation. Your mindset is your operating system. If it is filled with fear, comparison, insecurity, and hesitation, no strategy will save you. But if it is built on clarity, responsibility, resilience, and long-term thinking, even small actions will create massive results. The first battle of success is invisible. It happens in your thoughts. Think about this. Two people can face the same opportunity. One sees risk and backs away. The other sees possibility and moves forward. The difference is not intelligence. It is interpretation. Successful people interpret challenges differently. When they fail, they do not say, "I am not good enough." They say, "What is this teaching me?" When they lose money, they do not say, "I am unlucky." They say, "What skill must I develop?" When they are criticized, they do not collapse. They evaluate. They adjust. They continue. This is emotional control, one of the most powerful pieces of the success code. Your reactions determine your direction. Most people react emotionally. They speak in anger. They quit in frustration. They procrastinate in fear. They doubt themselves in silence. But winners pause. They understand that reaction is power. The ability to stay calm when others panic gives you an edge that no degree can provide. In business, in relationships, in negotiations, the calm mind always wins. Developing this inner foundation requires 3 commitments. First, radical responsibility. You stop blaming your background, your circumstances, your parents, the economy, or your past mistakes. You accept that while you cannot control everything, you can control your response. And your response is enough. Second, long-term vision. Most people live day to day. Successful people live decade to decade. They are willing to look foolish today to become unstoppable tomorrow. They understand that temporary discomfort is the price of permanent growth. Third, self-discipline. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It is waking up when you do not feel like it. It is working when others scroll. It is saving when others spend. It is learning when others entertain themselves endlessly. Your inner foundation is built in private moments. It is built when you wake up early and no one applauds. It is built when you study instead of complain. It is built when you invest in yourself instead of impressing others. There will be days when doubt whispers loudly, when progress feels slow, when results seem invisible. This is where most people quit. But here is the truth. Success often feels boring before it feels rewarding. It feels repetitive before it feels remarkable. It feels lonely before it feels legendary. The inner foundation teaches you to trust the process, even when the results are not visible yet. Another critical part of winning within is controlling your environment. You become like the people you surround yourself with. If you constantly listen to negativity, excuses, and fear-driven conversations, your mindset will shrink. But if you surround yourself with growth-oriented thinkers, your standards rise naturally. Energy is contagious. Guard your mental space. Be selective about what you consume. Conversations, media, influences. Your brain is programmable. Feed it strength, and it will produce strength. Feed it doubt, and it will produce hesitation. The success code begins with identity. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," start asking, "Who must I become to deserve success?" Success is not something you chase. It is something you attract by becoming aligned with it. If you want wealth, become valuable. If you want respect, become disciplined. If you want opportunity, become prepared. This shift changes everything. You stop waiting for luck. You start building capability. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" You start asking, "How can I grow through this?" That mindset alone separates dreamers from achievers. The war within will never fully disappear. Even the most successful individuals experience doubt. The difference is they do not obey it. They hear it and move anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action despite fear. As you continue this journey through the success code, remember this. Everything you desire externally is waiting for you to evolve internally. This is the foundation. This is the beginning. This is where average ends and growth begins. Your success story does not start with money. It starts with mastery of self. And once you win that battle, the world becomes negotiable. Chapter 2. The Clarity Principle. Designing your vision with precision. Success is not built on hope. It is built on clarity. Most people are not failing because they lack talent. They are not stuck because they lack opportunity. They are stuck because they lack direction. They wake up every morning reacting to life instead of designing it. They move, but they do not move with precision. They work hard, but they do not work with intention. And without clarity, effort becomes noise. Clarity is power. When you know exactly what you want, your mind begins filtering the world differently. Opportunities that once looked invisible suddenly stand out. Distractions that once consumed you lose their grip. Your energy becomes focused instead of scattered. Your decisions become intentional instead of emotional. The second piece of the success code is understanding that vague goals create vague results. If you say, "I want to be successful," your brain does not know what that means. If you say, "I want to earn more money," your mind cannot measure progress. But when you define success in detail, your internal compass activates. Clarity begins with a question most people avoid. What do I truly want? Not what impresses others. Not what society expects. Not what looks good on social media. What do you want? Do you want financial freedom? How much? By when? Through what vehicle? Do you want influence? In what industry? Serving which audience? Do you want peace? What lifestyle supports that peace? The clearer the picture, the stronger the pull. Your brain is goal-directed. It constantly searches for patterns that align with your dominant thoughts. When your vision is blurry, your brain cannot prioritize. When your vision is sharp, your brain becomes a strategist. This is why highly successful individuals obsess over vision. Consider Steve Jobs. He did not simply want to build computers. He envisioned reshaping how humans interact with technology. That clarity guided product decisions, branding, design, and culture. I'll think about Michael Jordan. He did not aim to just play basketball. He aimed to dominate the game. That precision influenced how he trained, competed, and responded to failure. Clarity sharpens commitment. When your goal is weak, your discipline weakens. When your reason is powerful, your excuses shrink. But clarity is not only about big dreams. It is also about daily direction. Many people set long-term goals but waste their days. Success is not built yearly. It is built daily. Every morning should connect to your larger mission. If your actions today do not align with your long-term vision, you are drifting. Drifting feels safe, but it is dangerous. It creates years of motion without meaningful progress. Designing your vision requires courage. Because once you define what you truly want, you eliminate hiding. You can no longer blame confusion. You can no longer pretend you are figuring things out. You must act. That is why many people stay unclear. Clarity demands responsibility. Another important truth: clarity reduces fear. Fear thrives in uncertainty. When you do not know where you are going, every obstacle feels overwhelming. But when you are clear about your destination, obstacles become part of the path. You expect them. You prepare for them. Precision transforms pressure into purpose. To design your vision, imagine your life 5 or 10 years from now. Where are you living? What does your income look like? Who surrounds you? What skills have you mastered? How do you spend your time? How do you feel when you wake up? Do not rush this process. The clearer your internal movie, the stronger your motivation. But vision without structure is fantasy. You must reverse engineer your dream. If your goal is financial independence, what income level supports that? What skills produce that income? What habits build those skills? What daily actions strengthen those habits? Success leaves clues. Every result has a requirement. Every dream has a price. Clarity allows you to see that price up front instead of being surprised later. There is another powerful dimension of clarity: knowing what you will ignore. Discipline becomes easier when you pre-decide what does not align with your mission. If your vision requires deep work, then endless scrolling loses its appeal. If your dream demands financial growth, reckless spending becomes less attractive. When your future is vivid, distractions lose their shine. This is why clarity is deeply connected to identity. When you clearly define who you are becoming, your standards rise automatically. You begin asking different questions. Instead of saying, "Do I feel like doing this?" you say, "Does this align with who I am building myself to be?" That shift changes everything. You move from emotional living to intentional living. Clarity also improves communication. When you understand your goals, you speak with confidence. In business meetings, negotiations, partnerships, people trust those who know what they want. Indecision signals weakness. Precision signals leadership. And leadership attracts opportunity. But here is the hidden truth about clarity: it evolves. Your first vision will not be perfect. You will adjust it. You will refine it. Growth expands perspective. What matters is not perfection. What matters is direction. Many people delay action because they want absolute certainty. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect clarity. But clarity grows through movement. Action sharpens vision. Take the first step, then refine. The Success Code teaches that clarity is not a one-time decision. It is a continuous alignment process. You must regularly ask yourself, am I moving toward my vision, or am I being pulled by comfort? Comfort is seductive. It feels safe. It whispers that tomorrow is fine. But clarity reminds you that time is limited. Every day is either building your future or maintaining your present. And maintaining your present will never create extraordinary results. Precision also means measuring progress. If you cannot measure it, you cannot improve it. Whether it is income, skills learned, books read, workouts completed, or conversations initiated, track it. Measurement turns dreams into projects. Projects get completed. When you combine a clear vision with measurable action, momentum begins. And momentum is powerful. It builds confidence. It reduces hesitation. It creates belief. The clarity principle is simple but not easy. It requires honesty. It requires planning. It requires discipline. But once you master it, you stop wandering through life. You begin leading it. Imagine waking up every morning knowing exactly why you are working, what you are building, and where you are heading. Imagine saying no without guilt because your yes is reserved for something bigger. Imagine facing setbacks without collapsing because your direction is strong. That is the power of clarity. Without it, effort is scattered. With it, effort becomes unstoppable. This is your invitation to stop drifting. Stop reacting. Stop hoping. Start designing. Define your destination. Reverse engineer the path. Commit to the daily execution. Because success does not reward the confused. It rewards the committed. And clarity is the beginning of commitment. Chapter 3. Discipline over motivation. The engine of sustainable success. Motivation feels powerful. It feels electric. It feels like the beginning of a new life. You watch an inspiring video, read a powerful quote, or hear a success story, and suddenly you are ready to change everything. You promise yourself that from tomorrow, you will wake up early, work harder, stay focused, and never go back to your old habits again. And then tomorrow comes. The alarm rings. Your body feels heavy. Your mind negotiates. Just 5 more minutes. The inspiration fades. The excitement softens. The urgency disappears. And slowly, quietly, you return to comfort. This is why motivation is unreliable. It is emotional, and emotions change. The third principle of the success code is understanding that discipline, not motivation, builds extraordinary lives. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline carries it forward when the excitement fades. Look at any high achiever. Consider Kobe Bryant. He was known for practicing before sunrise, training longer than his teammates, and repeating drills endlessly. That was not daily motivation. That was discipline. I'll think about Warren Buffett. His wealth was not built in one emotional moment. It was built through decades of consistent decision-making, patient investing, and disciplined thinking. Discipline is choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. It is going to the gym when you do not feel like it. It is studying when others are relaxing. It is saving money when you are tempted to spend. It is working on your goals when no one is watching. The truth is simple. Success is boring before it is glamorous. It is repetitive. It is structured. It is routine. Most people quit because they are addicted to excitement. They want constant stimulation. They want fast results. They want visible progress every day. But real growth is invisible at first. When you plant a seed, nothing appears above the surface for days. But beneath the soil, roots are forming. Strength is building. Structure is developing. Discipline works the same way. You will not see dramatic change in the first week or even the first month. But beneath the surface, your identity is shifting. You are becoming someone reliable. Reliability is rare, and rarity creates value. One of the biggest myths about success is that high achievers feel inspired every day. They do not. They feel tired. They feel distracted. They feel doubt. The difference is they act anyway. Action despite mood is power. Most people let their feelings decide their behavior. If they feel motivated, they work. If they feel tired, they stop. If they feel confident, they try. If they feel uncertain, they retreat. But discipline reverses this formula. With discipline, behavior leads and emotions follow. You act first. The feeling comes later. When you wait consistently, you begin to feel confident. When you train consistently, you begin to feel strong. When you save consistently, you begin to feel secure. Confidence is built through evidence. Discipline creates evidence. Another powerful truth about discipline is that it reduces decision fatigue. When your habits are structured, you do not negotiate with yourself daily. You wake up and execute. You have predetermined standards. Standards eliminate excuses. If your standard is waking up at 6, you wake up at 6. If your standard is reading daily, you read daily. There is no debate. There is no internal drama. There is execution. The more decisions you automate through discipline, the more mental energy you preserve for strategy and creativity. There is also a deep connection between discipline and self-respect. Every time you break a promise to yourself, your confidence weakens. Every time you say you will do something and you do not, your subconscious registers inconsistency. Over time, this creates self-doubt. But when you honor your commitments, even small ones, you strengthen trust within yourself. You begin to believe your own words. And that belief is powerful. Self-trust is the foundation of leadership. Without discipline, talent is wasted. Intelligence is wasted. Opportunity is wasted. Many gifted individuals never reach their potential because they rely on mood instead of structure. Discipline is freedom. It may sound strange, but it is true. When you are disciplined with money, you gain financial freedom. When you are disciplined with health, you gain physical freedom. When you are disciplined with time, you gain lifestyle freedom. Undisciplined living feels easy today but creates restriction tomorrow. Disciplined living feels hard today but creates expansion tomorrow. The choice is always between comfort now and growth later. Another dimension of discipline is delayed gratification. This concept separates average earners from wealth builders, amateurs from professionals, dreamers from achievers. Delayed gratification means resisting immediate pleasure for a greater future reward. In a world designed for instant satisfaction, instant entertainment, instant food, instant approval, discipline becomes even more valuable. The person who can wait, who can focus, who can persist without immediate reward, holds a massive advantage. Think about this. If you work on a skill for 5 years consistently while others jump from one trend to another, who will dominate that field? If you invest regularly for a decade while others chase quick money, who will build lasting wealth? Consistency compounds. This is where discipline becomes unstoppable. It turns small daily actions into massive long-term results. A single workout changes little. 1,000 workouts transform your body. 1 hour of learning changes little. 1,000 hours create expertise. The compound effect is quiet but powerful. But discipline does not mean rigidity. It does not mean never resting. It does not mean becoming robotic. It means intentional structure. It means choosing your priorities consciously instead of reacting to impulses. You will have days when you fail, days when you oversleep, days when you procrastinate. Discipline is not about perfection. It is about recovery speed. How quickly do you return to your standard? Winners do not avoid mistakes. They shorten the gap between mistake and correction. This is the engine of sustainable success. Motivation starts engines. Discipline keeps them running. If you want to decode success, stop chasing feelings. Start building systems. Create routines that support your goals. Decide your standards in advance. Protect your time. Honor your commitments. Track your progress. And most importantly, keep going when it feels ordinary. Because extraordinary results are built through ordinary actions repeated consistently. One day, people will call you lucky. They will admire your confidence. They will respect your success. They will see the outcome but not the years of discipline behind it. But you will know the truth. It was not luck. It was not magic. It was not a sudden breakthrough. It was daily discipline. And once discipline becomes your identity, success stops being a dream. It becomes inevitable. Chapter 4. Emotional Intelligence. Winning without losing yourself. Success without emotional control is fragile. You can have talent, intelligence, strategy, and opportunity. But if you cannot manage your emotions, your growth will always be unstable. One bad reaction can destroy a relationship. One angry decision can damage a reputation. One impulsive move can cost years of progress. That is why the fourth principle of the Success Code is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, control, and direct your emotions instead of being controlled by them. It is the power to respond rather than react. It is the ability to stay calm in chaos, composed in pressure, and confident in uncertainty. Most people lose not because they lack skill, but because they lack control. Think about business negotiations. The calmer person usually wins. Think about leadership. The composed leader inspires trust. Think about wealth building. The patient investor builds long-term success, while the emotional investor reacts to every fluctuation. Consider Jeff Bezos. In the early years of building Amazon, he faced criticism, losses, and doubt. But instead of reacting emotionally to short-term pressure, he stayed focused on long-term strategy. That emotional steadiness allowed him to make decisions others were too impatient to make. I'll look at Novak Djokovic. In high-pressure matches, his ability to reset mentally between points often determines the outcome. Emotional recovery is competitive advantage. Emotional intelligence begins with awareness. Most people feel anger, fear, jealousy, or insecurity, but they do not pause to understand why. They act immediately. They speak immediately. They judge immediately. And often, they regret immediately. But awareness creates space. When you feel triggered, pause. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? What outcome do I want from this situation? That small pause changes everything. It shifts you from emotional reaction to strategic response. Reactions are automatic. Responses are intentional. In conversations, emotional intelligence is powerful. If someone criticizes you, your instinct may be to defend yourself aggressively. But emotional intelligence allows you to listen first, to separate ego from information, to decide whether the criticism is useful or irrelevant. When you stop reacting from ego, you start acting from strength. Success often requires you to handle rejection. Investors may say no. Clients may walk away. Employers may overlook you. Audiences may ignore you at first. Without emotional resilience, each rejection feels personal. It feels like proof that you are not good enough. But emotionally intelligent individuals reinterpret rejection. They see it as data, feedback, redirection. They do not attach their identity to temporary outcomes. This is a crucial part of the success code. Separate your self-worth from your results. Your results can fluctuate. Your identity must remain stable. Another powerful dimension of emotional intelligence is empathy. Many people think success is about dominance, about overpowering others. But sustainable success is about understanding people. Business grows through relationships. Leadership grows through trust. Influence grows through connection. When you understand what others feel, you communicate better. You negotiate better. You solve conflicts better. You build loyalty. Empathy does not mean weakness. It means awareness. It means seeing the situation from multiple perspectives before deciding. In wealth building and career growth, emotional discipline also protects you from impulsive decisions. Fear can cause you to quit too early. Greed can cause you to take reckless risks. Excitement can cause overconfidence. Anger can damage partnerships. Emotional balance creates long-term stability. The world will test you. There will be moments when someone disrespects you publicly, when a project fails unexpectedly, when a trusted partner disappoints you, when your progress slows. These moments reveal your emotional maturity. Do you explode or evaluate? Do you complain or adjust? Do you panic or strategize? Winning without losing yourself means maintaining your values under pressure. It means refusing to compromise integrity for short-term advantage. It means speaking firmly without becoming hostile. It means being ambitious without becoming arrogant. Power without control is dangerous. Ambition without stability is chaotic. Emotional intelligence also strengthens your inner dialogue. The way you speak to yourself matters. If you constantly criticize yourself harshly, your confidence erodes. If you constantly avoid accountability, your growth slows. The balance is honest but constructive self-talk. Instead of saying, I failed, I am useless, say, I failed, but I learned. Instead of saying, this is too hard, say, this is challenging, but I can improve. Language shapes perception. Perception shapes behavior. Another important aspect of emotional intelligence is energy management. You cannot control every external situation, but you can control how much energy you allow it to consume. Not every argument deserves your attention. Not every criticism deserves your response. Not every opportunity deserves your time. Maturity is choosing where to invest your emotional energy. High achievers guard their peace carefully. They understand that distraction is expensive. Drama is expensive. Negative environments are expensive. Emotional stability protects focus. There is also strength in forgiveness. Holding resentment drains energy. Carrying anger into every room affects decisions. Forgiveness is not about approving what happened. It is about releasing the emotional weight so you can move forward freely. As you rise, your emotional challenges will increase. More responsibility brings more pressure. More visibility brings more criticism. More money brings more complex decisions. If you do not strengthen your emotional intelligence, growth will overwhelm you. The Success Code teaches that emotional control is not optional. It is essential. The calm mind sees opportunities that panic misses. The steady leader builds trust faster than the loud one. The patient investor outlasts the impulsive trader. Winning is not only about strategy. It is about stability. When you master your emotions, you stop being predictable. People cannot manipulate you easily. You do not reveal insecurity through reaction. You do not lose negotiation power through frustration. You become centered, and centered individuals are powerful. The ultimate goal is not to eliminate emotion. Emotion gives passion, creativity, drive. The goal is alignment. Feel deeply, but decide wisely. Experience frustration, but act intelligently. Celebrate wins, but stay grounded. Emotional intelligence is silent strength. It allows you to grow financially without becoming greedy, to grow influential without becoming arrogant, to grow powerful without becoming unstable. And in the long journey of success, stability outperforms intensity. Master your reactions. Protect your peace. Lead with awareness. Separate ego from decision-making. Because when you win the emotional game, you win consistently. And consistency is what turns ambition into legacy. Chapter 5. The Power of Strategic Action. Turning vision into wealth and results. Vision without action is illusion. You can have clarity. You can have discipline. You can have emotional intelligence. But if you do not move strategically, nothing changes. Dreams remain ideas. Potential remains unused. Talent remains invisible. The fifth principle of the Success Code is strategic action. Not random action. Not busy action. Not emotional action. Strategic action. Many people confuse movement with progress. They stay busy all day, answering messages, attending meetings, consuming content, talking about plans. At the end of the day, they feel tired but not accomplished. Activity does not equal advancement. Strategic action means every major effort connects directly to your long-term vision. If your goal is financial growth, your actions must build valuable skills, networks, or assets. If your goal is influence, your actions must increase credibility, communication, and consistency. If your goal is leadership, your actions must strengthen decision-making and responsibility. Every action should answer one question. Does this move me closer to my desired outcome? If the answer is no, reconsider it. One of the biggest differences between average owners and wealth builders is focus. Wealth builders prioritize high-impact actions. They identify the small number of activities that produce most results and concentrate there. This is the principle of leverage. Leverage means creating results that multiply beyond your immediate effort. For example, learning a high-income skill can generate income for years. Building an asset can produce returns repeatedly. Creating valuable content can influence thousands instead of one. Consider Bill Gates. He did not trade hours for money indefinitely. He built systems and products that scaled. Or think about Mukesh Ambani. Large-scale vision combined with strategic execution created long-term enterprise growth. The pattern is consistent. Strategy plus sustained execution equals expansion. Strategic action begins with prioritization. Every day, identify the 1 to 3 tasks that create the most impact. Complete them first. Protect that time fiercely. Do not allow distractions to steal your highest value hours. Energy is limited. Time is limited. Attention is limited. If you spend them carelessly, your results will reflect that carelessness. Another powerful aspect of strategic action is calculated risk. Success requires movement beyond comfort. Playing safe may protect you from failure, but it also protects you from growth. However, risk must be intelligent, not reckless. Research before investing. Prepare before launching. Practice before performing. Courage combined with preparation creates momentum. There will never be a perfect moment. Waiting for ideal conditions is disguised fear. Strategic action means starting before you feel completely ready, but not starting blindly. It means learning quickly, adjusting quickly, and improving continuously. Speed of execution often beats perfection. In competitive environments, those who implement faster learn faster. Those who learn faster adapt faster. And those who adapt faster dominate. But action must also be consistent. A burst of energy followed by inactivity produces unstable results. The power lies in rhythm. Daily progress compounds. Weekly improvements accumulate. Monthly growth expands. Momentum is built through repetition. There will be days when results are small. Days when effort feels unnoticed. Days when progress seems slow. Strategic thinkers understand that results lag behind action. The seed does not become a tree overnight. Patience is part of strategy. Financial success especially requires long-term thinking. Quick money often disappears quickly. Sustainable wealth grows through value creation, reinvestment, skill development, and discipline. Ask yourself, what assets am I building? Skills, networks, knowledge, reputation. These are assets. They appreciate over time if nurtured. Strategic action also requires feedback. Measure results. Analyze performance. Identify weaknesses. Adjust methods. Improvement is impossible without evaluation. If something is not working, do not take it personally. Take it analytically. Detach ego from outcome. Focus on optimization. Another critical part of strategic action is eliminating distractions. Distraction is the silent destroyer of potential. Endless notifications, unnecessary debates, comparison, entertainment addiction. These dilute your focus. Guard your attention like a valuable asset. Because it is. The world rewards depth more than scattered effort. Deep work produces mastery. Mastery produces value. Value produces income and influence. There is also power in partnerships. Strategic action does not mean doing everything alone. It means recognizing where collaboration accelerates growth. Learning from mentors, working with skilled individuals, and building aligned teams increases speed and efficiency. Isolation slows expansion. Strategic alliances multiply impact. As you grow, your actions must evolve. What worked at one level may not work at the next. Early success may require learning and experimentation. Later success may require delegation and system building. Strategic thinking adapts to scale. Never become attached to methods. Stay attached to outcomes. Another element of strategic action is courage in decision-making. Indecision drains opportunity. While careful thought is important, excessive hesitation leads to missed timing. Sometimes the greatest risk is doing nothing. Act. Learn. Refine. Remember, clarity sets direction. Discipline creates structure. Emotional intelligence provides stability. But action turns potential into reality. Without action, ambition becomes frustration. The world does not reward ideas alone. It rewards execution. Many people have brilliant concepts. Few implement relentlessly. Relentless does not mean chaotic. It means committed. When you combine strategic focus, consistent execution, measured risk, and long-term patience, something powerful happens. Progress becomes visible. Confidence increases. Opportunities begin to appear. Success starts responding to your effort. And once results begin to show, belief strengthens. Stronger belief fuels stronger action. Stronger action produces greater results. This cycle becomes self-reinforcing. That is the power of strategic action. You stop wishing. You stop waiting. You start building. Every day becomes a construction site for your future. Every decision becomes an investment. Every effort becomes intentional. Success is not random. Wealth is not accidental. Growth is not mysterious. It is engineered. Through clarity, through discipline, through emotional mastery, and through strategic, consistent action. This is how vision transforms into tangible results. This is how ideas become income. This is how ambition becomes achievement. And once you master this principle, you will realize something powerful. You are no longer hoping for success. You are creating it. Chapter 6. Money Intelligence. Building wealth with wisdom and control. Money amplifies who you are. If you are disciplined, money expands your discipline. If you are reckless, money magnifies your recklessness. If you are generous, money increases your impact. If you are insecure, money exposes it. That is why financial success is not only about earning more. It is about thinking differently. The sixth principle of the success code is money intelligence, the ability to understand, manage, grow, and protect wealth with wisdom and control. Most people want money, but few study it. They work for it, worry about it, chase it, yet they rarely learn how it actually functions. This lack of understanding creates a cycle of earning and spending without building. Money intelligence begins with a simple shift. Stop seeing money as income and start seeing it as a tool. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what you keep and grow. Many high earners are financially fragile because their lifestyle expands as fast as their income. More money comes in, more expenses go out. There is no structure, no plan, no intentional growth. Money intelligence requires structure. First, control your spending. Not to restrict your life, but to direct it. Every rupee, every dollar you spend represents energy you exchanged for time and effort. When you spend unconsciously, you waste life energy. When you invest consciously, you multiply it. Wealth building is less about how much you make and more about how much you manage. Consider Ratan Tata. His legacy is not defined by consumption, but by long-term enterprise building and impact. Or think about Charlie Munger, known for disciplined decision-making and rational thinking in wealth creation. The pattern remains consistent. Patience, logic, and long-term vision dominate impulsive gain. Money intelligence also means understanding assets versus liabilities. Assets put money in your pocket over time. Liabilities take money out. The wealthy focus on acquiring assets, businesses, investments, skills that generate income, intellectual property, scalable systems. The average mindset focuses on visible lifestyle upgrades. One mindset builds net worth quietly. The other builds appearance loudly. Delayed gratification appears again here. Instead of spending to impress, invest to expand. Instead of chasing status symbols, chase ownership. Ownership creates leverage. Leverage creates freedom. Financial freedom is not about luxury. It is about options. Options to choose your work. Options to choose your schedule. Options to say no without fear. Money intelligence builds those options gradually. Another key aspect is risk management. Wealth is not only about growth. It is about protection, diversification, emergency reserves, calculated investing. These prevent one mistake from destroying years of effort. Emotional control plays a major role in financial decisions. Markets rise and fall. Opportunities appear and disappear. Fear can cause panic selling. Greed can cause overexposure. Hype can lead to poor decisions. The financially intelligent individual remains calm. They research before investing. They understand what they are entering. They avoid trends they do not comprehend. If you do not understand how something generates value, be cautious. Money should move with logic, not emotion. Another powerful principle is increasing earning capacity. The fastest way to grow financially is not only cutting expenses but expanding skills. High-income skills create upward mobility. Communication, negotiation, leadership, technical expertise, digital capability. These multiply earning potential. Investing in yourself often produces the highest return. Education does not stop after formal schooling. Continuous learning keeps you adaptable. The economy evolves. Industries shift. Technology transforms markets. Those who update their skills remain relevant. Money intelligence also includes understanding time value. Money invested early grows longer. Small, consistent investments compound significantly. Compounding is one of the most powerful forces in wealth creation. It rewards patience and punishes delay. Start small if necessary, but start. Another overlooked component is financial reputation. Integrity in business matters. Reliability matters. Trustworthiness matters. Opportunities often flow toward those with strong reputations. Protect your credibility carefully. Short-term gain at the cost of trust is long-term loss. As your wealth grows, humility becomes important. Money can create ego inflation. It can distort perspective. It can create comparison and competition beyond reason. Remember, money is a tool, not identity. If your identity depends entirely on wealth, volatility will destabilize you. Anchor your self-worth in values, not valuation. Generosity also plays a role in money intelligence. Giving creates perspective. It builds connection. It reminds you that wealth is not only for accumulation but contribution. Impact creates meaning beyond numbers. Financial success without purpose feels empty. Build wealth, but also build wisdom. Build income, but also build character. Because if wealth grows faster than maturity, imbalance appears. Another powerful dimension is strategic reinvestment. Instead of consuming profits entirely, reinvest a portion to expand further. Businesses grow this way. Portfolios grow this way. Skills grow this way. Growth feeds growth. Money intelligence is long-term thinking in a short-term world. It requires resisting impulse purchases, resisting comparison, resisting emotional decisions. It requires patience when others chase speed. It requires logic when others follow hype. But over time, the difference becomes dramatic. The financially disciplined individual gains stability. Stability reduces stress. Reduced stress increases clarity. Clarity improves decisions. Better decisions create more wealth. It becomes a reinforcing cycle. Remember this: money alone does not create success. But financial intelligence supports every other area of success. It funds opportunities. It protects freedom. It reduces pressure. It increases choice. And choice is powerful. When you master money intelligence, you stop fearing financial conversations. You stop avoiding numbers. You stop living paycheck to paycheck mentally. You become proactive instead of reactive. You build slowly. You protect wisely. You expand strategically. And eventually, money begins working for you instead of you working endlessly for money. That is true financial power. Not loud, not flashy, but stable, controlled, and intelligent. Because the success code is not about earning fast. It is about building strong. Chapter 7. Communication and Influence. Speak with power. Lead with confidence. Success is rarely a silent journey. No matter how intelligent you are, how disciplined you become, or how strong your financial skills grow, your ability to communicate will determine how far your influence reaches. Opportunities are created through conversations. Partnerships are built through trust. Leadership emerges through clarity of expression. This is why communication is one of the most powerful elements of the success code. Many people believe success depends mainly on knowledge. But knowledge hidden inside your mind has limited value. When you can express ideas clearly, inspire confidence, and connect with others, your knowledge begins to influence the world. Communication transforms ideas into action. Think about leaders who have influenced millions. Consider Nelson Mandela. His words carried strength, hope, and clarity even during moments of intense struggle. His communication created unity and resilience. Or think about Steve Harvey, whose storytelling and emotional connection have helped him build powerful influence across audiences. Their success is not only based on talent but on the ability to speak in ways that move people. Communication is more than talking. It is understanding. Great communicators listen deeply. They pay attention not only to words but to tone, emotion, and intention. Listening allows you to understand what people truly want, what they fear, and what motivates them. Once you understand people, influencing them becomes natural. Most people listen to reply. Successful communicators listen to understand. When you truly understand the other person's perspective, your response becomes more thoughtful, more strategic, and more persuasive. This ability strengthens relationships in business, leadership, and personal life. Confidence also plays a critical role in communication. Confidence is not loudness. It is clarity combined with calmness. A confident communicator speaks with intention, pauses when necessary, and avoids rushing words out of nervousness. Silence can be powerful. A thoughtful pause shows control and composure. Your body language also communicates constantly. Eye contact shows sincerity. Posture shows confidence. Calm gestures show control. People often trust what they see more than what they hear. Aligning your words with confident body language increases credibility. Another powerful aspect of communication is storytelling. Humans naturally connect with stories because stories create emotion and memory. Facts inform the mind, but stories influence the heart. A leader who can communicate through meaningful stories can inspire action more effectively than someone who only lists information. In business, storytelling helps customers understand value. In leadership, storytelling builds shared purpose. In education, storytelling makes knowledge memorable. But communication is not only about inspiring others. It is also about handling difficult conversations. Every successful individual faces conflict at some point. Negotiations, disagreements, misunderstandings. These situations test your communication maturity. The key is emotional control combined with clarity. Instead of reacting defensively, calm communication focuses on solutions. Instead of blaming, it asks questions. Instead of escalating tension, it creates understanding. For example, when facing criticism, you can respond with anger or curiosity. Anger shuts down communication. Curiosity opens it. Ask yourself, what outcome do I want from this conversation? Strategic communicators focus on outcomes rather than ego. Persuasion is another essential communication skill. Persuasion does not mean manipulation. It means presenting ideas in ways that align with the listener's interests and values. When people see how your idea benefits them, resistance decreases. This is why understanding your audience is critical. The same message may need different wording depending on who is listening. A leader adapts communication without losing authenticity. Clarity is another pillar of influence. Confusing communication creates hesitation. Clear communication creates confidence. If people understand exactly what you mean, they are more likely to follow your direction. Simple language is often the most powerful. Many people believe complex language makes them sound intelligent. In reality, clarity demonstrates deeper mastery. If you truly understand something, you can explain it simply. Communication also shapes your personal brand. The way you speak online, in meetings, and in everyday conversations builds your reputation. People remember how you make them feel when you communicate. Respectful, thoughtful communication builds trust. Trust attracts opportunities. Networking also depends heavily on communication. Meeting new people, sharing ideas, expressing interest and collaboration. These require openness and authenticity. Strong networks are built through genuine connection, not forced interactions. Influence grows when people feel valued. Another important dimension of communication is asking powerful questions. Questions guide conversations. Questions reveal insight. Questions demonstrate curiosity. A thoughtful question can change the direction of an entire discussion. Leaders ask questions that inspire thinking. Negotiators ask questions that reveal priorities. Learners ask questions that deepen understanding. When you ask the right questions, conversations become meaningful instead of superficial. Communication also includes written expression. Emails, messages, presentations, and content all represent your voice. Clear writing reflects organized thinking. Organized thinking leads to better decisions. As the digital world grows, written communication becomes even more influential. A single message can reach thousands of people. Your words can educate, motivate, or inspire at scale. However, with influence comes responsibility. Words can build confidence or destroy it. They can unite people or divide them. They can motivate action or spread confusion. Choose your words carefully. Respectful communication creates lasting relationships. Aggressive or careless communication damages credibility. Success is rarely achieved alone, and maintaining strong relationships requires thoughtful interaction. One of the greatest advantages in life is being someone people enjoy working with. Skill may open the door, but communication determines whether that door stays open. As you grow professionally and financially, communication becomes even more important. Leaders must articulate vision clearly. Entrepreneurs must present ideas convincingly. Managers must guide teams effectively. Influence expands through communication. Imagine being able to speak with clarity in any room. Imagine explaining ideas confidently. Imagine resolving conflicts calmly and persuading others respectfully. These abilities transform ordinary conversations into powerful opportunities. Communication is a multiplier skill. It amplifies intelligence, expands influence, and strengthens leadership. Without it, even great ideas remain unnoticed. With it, those ideas can reshape industries, inspire communities, and create lasting impact. The Success Code teaches that your voice is a tool. Use it wisely. Use it respectfully. Use it confidently. Because when your words carry clarity and conviction, people listen. And when people listen, opportunities grow. Master communication, and you multiply your ability to lead, earn, and influence. Maintaining well-being keeps your perspective strong. Resilience ultimately transforms fear into courage. When you realize that failure cannot destroy you, your willingness to attempt bold actions increases. You become comfortable stepping outside your comfort zone. Growth begins where comfort ends. Each setback becomes training. Each obstacle becomes preparation. Each recovery becomes proof of your strength. Over time, resilience builds unshakable confidence. You know that no matter what happens, you will adapt, learn, and continue moving forward. That confidence cannot be purchased. It is earned through experience. The Success Code teaches that resilience is not optional. Every ambitious journey encounters difficulty. Without resilience, obstacles stop progress. With resilience, obstacles become stepping stones. Remember this: failure does not define you. Quitting defines you. As long as you continue learning, adjusting, and moving forward, you remain on the path of growth. Resilience transforms adversity into advantage. It turns mistakes into lessons. It turns rejection into redirection. It turns struggle into strength. And eventually, those experiences become the foundation of your success story. Because when resilience becomes part of your identity, challenges no longer scare you. They prepare you. Chapter 9. Environment and Network. Surrounding yourself with success. Your environment shapes your future more than you realize. Many people believe success is purely individual effort. They think if they work hard enough, everything else will fall into place. Hard work is important, but it is only part of the equation. The people you surround yourself with, the conversations you hear daily, and the standards of the environment you live in quietly influence your mindset, your decisions, and your expectations. This is why the 9th principle of the Success Code is understanding the power of environment and network. Human beings are naturally influenced by their surroundings. The attitudes, beliefs, and habits of the people around you slowly become your own. If you spend most of your time with individuals who complain, avoid responsibility, and fear risk, your thinking begins to mirror those patterns. But when you spend time around people who value growth, discipline, learning, and ambition, your perspective expands. Energy is contagious. Successful environments raise your standards. When you observe people achieving goals, solving problems, and taking initiative, you begin to believe that those outcomes are possible for you as well. Consider entrepreneurs who build powerful networks. They regularly exchange ideas, discuss opportunities, and challenge one another to grow. These environments create momentum. Inspiration becomes action because everyone around them is moving forward. The same principle applies in many fields. Think about how athletes improve when they train with other high-performing athletes. When competition increases, performance rises. This is why champions often surround themselves with other champions. For example, Roger Federer built his legacy competing against elite rivals who pushed him to continuously improve. Or consider leaders like Indra Nooyi, who built strong professional relationships and collaborative environments throughout her career. Networks of capable individuals create powerful ecosystems for growth. Your network does not only influence opportunity, it also influences mindset. When your environment encourages curiosity, responsibility, and ambition, those qualities become normal. When excellence becomes the standard around you, mediocrity becomes uncomfortable. One of the most important steps toward growth is intentionally choosing your environment. You cannot always control every circumstance immediately, but you can gradually move toward spaces that support your goals. This might include joining professional communities, attending educational events, connecting with mentors, or participating in groups that value learning and innovation. Mentorship is particularly powerful. Learning from someone who has already traveled the path you are pursuing saves time and prevents unnecessary mistakes. Mentors offer perspective gained through experience. Their insights can shorten your learning curve dramatically. A mentor does not simply give answers. They challenge your thinking, refine your strategy, and encourage your development. Networking also opens doors to opportunities that may never appear otherwise. Many career advancements, partnerships, and collaborations emerge through trusted connections. When people know your abilities and respect your character, they are more likely to recommend you, work with you, or support your projects. Trust builds opportunity. But effective networking is not about collecting contacts. It is about building meaningful relationships. Genuine interest in others creates authentic connections. Ask questions. Listen carefully. Offer help when possible. Share ideas generously. Relationships built on mutual respect last longer than relationships built on convenience. Another key aspect of environment is information. The books you read, the content you consume, and the conversations you participate in all shape your mental landscape. If your daily information diet consists only of entertainment and negativity, your thinking may become reactive and limited. However, if you regularly engage with educational material, inspiring ideas, and constructive dialogue, your thinking becomes more strategic and creative. Your mind absorbs what you feed it. Digital environments also matter. Social media, online communities, and virtual conversations can influence your mindset just as strongly as physical environments. Follow individuals who share valuable insights, constructive discussions, and educational content. Reduce exposure to negativity and distraction. Another element of building a powerful environment is accountability. When you share goals with people who respect your ambition, they can help keep you accountable. Knowing that someone else expects progress from you increases motivation and commitment. Accountability strengthens discipline. At the same time, you must protect yourself from environments that constantly drain energy. Negative criticism, toxic competition, and persistent pessimism weaken motivation. Limiting exposure to such influences protects your focus and mental well-being. Not every environment deserves your energy. As you grow, your network may evolve. Some relationships may naturally fade as priorities change. This does not require conflict or negativity. It simply reflects personal development. Respect your past connections, but continue seeking environments aligned with your future goals. Growth sometimes requires change. Another powerful principle of networking is contribution. The most respected individuals in any network are those who add value. Share knowledge, support others' success, and celebrate achievements within your community. Contribution builds reputation. When people recognize that you are reliable, thoughtful, and collaborative, your influence grows naturally. Strong networks are built on trust, generosity, and mutual advancement. It is also important to remember that you are part of someone else's environment. The attitude you bring into conversations affects others. If you approach interactions with positivity, curiosity, and encouragement, you help create the very environment you seek. Be the energy you want around you. Imagine surrounding yourself with individuals who challenge your thinking, celebrate your progress, and encourage your ambition. Imagine conversations that spark new ideas, opportunities that emerge through collaboration, and friendships that inspire continuous growth. That environment accelerates success. The Success Code teaches that while determination is powerful, community multiplies progress. When strong individuals connect, their combined strengths create possibilities that none of them could achieve alone. Surround yourself with thinkers, learners, builders, and dreamers who act. Because when your environment reflects the future you want to create, every conversation becomes an opportunity, every connection becomes inspiration, and every interaction becomes a step forward. And in such an environment, success stops feeling distant. It starts feeling inevitable. Chapter 10. Legacy and Purpose. the ultimate meaning of success. At the beginning of this journey, success may look like money, recognition, influence, or achievement. These goals are natural. They motivate action. They encourage growth. They push you to become disciplined, strategic, and resilient. But as your understanding of success deepens, something important begins to change. You start asking a different question. Not only how successful can I become, but what kind of impact will my success create? This is the 10th and final principle of the Success Code: legacy and purpose. Success without purpose eventually feels empty. You may achieve financial wealth, professional recognition, and personal comfort, yet still feel that something is missing. That missing element is meaning. Purpose gives direction to success. Purpose is the reason behind your effort. It is the deeper motivation that drives you beyond personal gain. When your goals connect to a larger purpose, your work becomes more powerful. You stop chasing success only for yourself and begin creating value for others. Many of the most respected individuals in history eventually shifted their focus toward impact. Consider Bill Gates. After building one of the most influential technology companies in the world, he dedicated much of his time and resources to global health and education initiatives. His work expanded beyond personal achievement to global contribution. Or think about Mother Teresa, whose life demonstrated how purpose can create extraordinary impact through compassion and service. Purpose transforms success into legacy. Legacy is not simply what you accomplish while you are present. It is what continues to influence others even after your direct involvement ends. It is the mark you leave on the world through your actions, your ideas, and your character. Every decision you make contributes to that legacy. Your integrity becomes part of your legacy. Your generosity becomes part of your legacy. Your leadership becomes part of your legacy. Even the way you treat people during difficult moments becomes part of the story others remember about you. Legacy is built daily through consistent values. When people pursue success without purpose, they often become trapped in endless comparison. Someone always appears richer, more famous, or more powerful. The race never ends. But when success connects to purpose, comparison loses its power. Your focus shifts from competition to contribution. Instead of asking, "How can I defeat others?" you begin asking, "How can I serve others?" This mindset does not weaken ambition, it strengthens it. When your work helps others grow, learn, or improve their lives, your motivation becomes deeper and more meaningful. Purpose fuels perseverance. During difficult times, purpose reminds you why you started. Financial goals alone may lose their power when challenges appear, but a mission connected to impact often provides the strength to continue. Purpose also creates alignment. Your actions, values, and decisions begin working together instead of pulling in different directions. You choose projects that reflect your beliefs. You build businesses that create genuine value. You develop leadership that empowers others. Alignment produces fulfillment. Another important part of legacy is mentorship. As you grow in knowledge and experience, you gain the ability to guide others. Sharing what you have learned accelerates the growth of those who follow. Mentorship multiplies success. The lessons you struggled to understand may become shortcuts for someone else. The strategies you develop through trial and error may inspire a new generation of thinkers and leaders. Success becomes more meaningful when it helps others succeed. Legacy is also connected to responsibility. Influence carries power, and power requires integrity. When people trust your voice, your decisions affect more lives than you may realize. Acting with honesty and fairness protects that trust. Reputation built over years can disappear quickly if values are compromised. The Success Code emphasizes that character must grow alongside achievement. Wealth without integrity creates instability. Influence without responsibility creates harm. But when character and success develop together, impact becomes lasting. Legacy is not limited to famous individuals. Every person influences others through daily actions. Your kindness, encouragement, and guidance can shape someone's future in ways you may never fully see. Sometimes the most powerful legacies are quiet. A teacher inspiring curiosity in students. A leader creating opportunities for their team. an entrepreneur building a company that improves lives. These contributions ripple outward through time. Another dimension of purpose is gratitude. Recognizing the support, opportunities, and experiences that help shape your journey creates humility. Gratitude reminds you that success rarely happens in isolation. Many people contribute to your growth along the way. Family members, teachers, colleagues, mentors, and friends. Acknowledging their influence strengthens relationships and reinforces your commitment to helping others. Gratitude keeps success grounded. As you reflect on your own path, consider what legacy you want to create. What values do you want people to remember? What difference do you want your work to make? What lessons do you want your life to represent? These questions shape your long-term direction. When purpose becomes clear, decisions become easier. Opportunities that align with your mission stand out. Distractions lose importance. Your time and energy become more intentional. Purpose simplifies complexity. Imagine reaching the later years of your life and looking back at the journey. The achievements will matter, but the impact will matter even more. The people you helped, the ideas you shared, the opportunities you created, these become the true measurement of success. Legacy turns temporary success into lasting influence. The success code is not only about building wealth, developing discipline, or mastering communication. It is about becoming the kind of person whose presence improves the lives of others. Success then becomes something larger than personal victory. It becomes contribution. It becomes leadership. It becomes inspiration. And when your life reflects purpose, success stops being a destination. It becomes a journey of growth, service, and meaningful impact.